What really defines a good life? Does it mean that you get to do everything you want? Does it mean that you get to have everything you want? Does it mean you have an adventurous life? Does it mean that you get to have expensive things and have a mansion and all these different things? Does it mean that you get to live an extravagant life? What really defines it, though? I have now been on this earth, this planet, for 29 years now. And after all this time, I have been honestly observing people in general. Whether it be their mood swings, whether it be their goals, whether it be their desires, they're willing to live, what they think makes a man a man, what they think makes a woman a woman, what they think makes a person a person. Hell, in the religious sense, what makes you a follower of God? How you take that information. What you do with it. For the past 29 years, I have wanting to understand everything that goes on in the vicinity of my area. Not just as far as what's affecting me, but what affects other people. Because I honestly believe that if you want to do something, or say that you want something, nothing's gonna change or gonna happen if all you do is just blame the other people, or shout and scream that this is not happening the way you want. A lot of, for some reason, a lot of times, people tend to think that they can control their fate, their destiny. Because they have the ability to get the things that they want. Life is trying to let you know that we have no control over that. Even though, we say all the time that you can, you can do the things you want. You can control your destiny. You can't, honestly. You really can't. You can't control destiny. Life controls your destiny. Life controls your fate. No matter what you do, it depends on how you live your life, on what you do in your life, on whether or not your destiny and fate is going to be whether good or bad. There's an old saying that if you do something good unselfishly, something good happens to you. But if you do something selfishly bad, something bad happens to you. So a lot of people don't believe that. And it's very funny because not only this year, but last year and the year before that have really proven otherwise. That the people who do bad things end up miserable. People who do the good things end up having a better reward. Not immediate, but later on in life. As for those who are in the neutral, it's more so a challenge. I believe I'm in the middle. I believe I'm the neutral. Because while I try my best to do good things, I also tend to do selfish things. Yes, Master Real Sakurai is not all but sunshine and rainbows. No, I'm not. I've done things that have hurt other people's feelings. My anger upset people. My anger had broken friendships. My selfishness has broken friendships, relationships with other people. My unwillingness to understand simple common things because wanting to just to find an actual good reason, I've broken off a lot of connections with a lot of people. Because the one thing that I believe is that people in this life, for some reason, all of us tend to go after the same thing as far as dreams. For guys, it's to have fame and power. For women, it's to be married to those people who have fame and power. And it's always that pattern, and I don't understand why that's always the common thing to go after. Why not go after things that are different? Why not have different goals? Why not have different desires? And not to say that people aren't different in this life, because they are. There are many people who are different. Unfortunately, it's not enough. Because unfortunately, everybody wants to be the top athlete. Everybody wants to be the top movie star, the top music artist, the top rap artist, you know? The top pusher in the streets, the top gangster in the streets. I never understood it. Because while it's something so simple, it's so trivial. It's so petty. Because in my point of view, it's been blown out of proportion way too long. Entirely too much, in my opinion. And for the life of me, I can't understand why it's like that. Not to say that there's people who don't want different things. Like I said before, there are people who have goals to be just balanced, to be in control of their desires, their emotions. And not to say that they don't have their own episodes. Everyone has their own episodes. Everyone has their own struggles. Everyone has their day where they just cannot take anymore. Everyone has that. Everyone. But a lot of us, we get upset when our desires and goals are not met in the immediate time frame that we thought was going to happen to us. In this time frame right now, I assumed I would be somewhere deep in the mountains. Somewhere in some temple training to balance my body, to balance my soul. Because I always loved martial arts, and I never pursued it. I never truly pursued it back when I was young. It was one instance when this kid had punched me too hard, and I went off. And then I quit. And I never got over that. It's just because, why would I quit right then and there? The reason why I wanted to do martial arts, I wanted to, do karate, is because I was watching Power Rangers. I was watching Jason David Frank when he did karate. Truth be told. And then I just quit. There are a lot of instances in my life where I go to something, it's not the thing that is not going out the way I planned, and then I just give up. Whenever I see something that doesn't really guarantee me being successful, I don't partake in it. Or I just toss it aside and just give up. Case in point, me with relationships. For a long time, I have been observing, the qualifications that is needed for a guy like me to have a girl in my life. And whenever I look at it, or just stumble across it on my phone, I tend to base it upon the personalities that I have. And say, oh, well, this doesn't work. Oh, well, that's not going to work. Oh, well, might as well just not even try. And then when the opportunity comes, and I see someone who actually takes a liking to me, I push it off. I ignore it. I walk away. And then, I don't do this anymore, but the very opposite happens, and I try to get someone that is not really fond of me to actually be attracted to me, and it doesn't work, and I get upset. And in doing so, after I built that friendship, because I broke that off, they feel as though that I have just been disappointed in what I was given, and which I was. It's not anything, not anything surprising. Yes, I was just disappointed because I wanted a certain thing and I did not get it. And that's basically the basis of my life. For the longest time, I have been pursuing things, and after I realized that I could not get it, or it's going to be some difficulty or challenge to get it, I disappeared, and I move on to something else. The biggest one that I did that to was my own family. Truth be told, I was working at my job one day, and then out of nowhere, I'm thinking about both sides of my family, from my parents. And while analyzing each side of my parents' families, I get disappointed. I look at everything that I did. I look at everything of how I interacted, everything that I've done, trying to understand them, and while looking at the failures, I got angry. I was angry and pissed at myself because nothing worked. In regards to my stepsister who I tried a long time to get her to see me the way that I wanted her to see me. And while I was trying to make that work, I wasn't happy. Because there were instances where her side comes out, lashes out at me, and I get confused and hurt and wanting, and this rage comes out where I want to literally take a saw and cut her head off. Literally, in my head, the voice in my head, taking a sword, stabbing her, cutting her head off. Because I could not understand why she would do that to me. Why she would treat me that way when I've done nothing except exist. And then I realize it. It's because I exist. It's not the way that she envisioned it. And the connection that we had is not the way that I envisioned it. And after analyzing that, for the last and final time with each members of both my significant families, I shut down. I cut both sides off completely. I haven't spoken to them since then, outside of this house. It's amazing that after all this time, I never really talked about why I did that. Not openly to myself. I never really discussed with myself as to why I did that. And it's not like I hate them. It's not even that. It's the fact that I wanted better for them. I honestly felt and believed in my head, in my mind, that my family was just made of something stronger. That they could learn from their own mistakes, their own fuck-ups. And in doing so, having these expectations, I got let down. Not to say that they have their own challenges. They didn't have their own challenges to go through. Of course they did. Of course they do. But I just felt that there was just something in there that I could reach out to and try to connect myself with and try to relate to. But that's just it. I can't relate to them anymore. I can't really relate to them anymore. I can't relate to much people anymore because I can't understand why they are the way they are. I could never understand. I still don't understand. For those few people who lashed out when I had shut them off, I'm no longer giving them chances anymore. Because they have proven to me that they just did not want to change how they are. But I'll tell you this though. I desperately want to change of how I was. I am changing how I was. Currently in the process. I want to be at a point, not materialistically, but a point where I can let shit go. Fully let go. Where my soul is so connected with me that I can not have a care in the world if I fail or not. and still do what I do. I want to be at a point where I don't care if I'm laughed or scoffed at when I want to do the things that I want to do. Where I have so much confidence that I can just let it bounce off and not care. Because those people who laugh and scoff and criticize why I am the way I am, why I dress the way I dress, are people who are literally suffering. Because they can't understand why they're here when I'm on the verge of enduring this test. Because that's what I think life is to me. I truly believe life is a test. A huge SAT test to determine what and who you are. I truly believe that. Yes, I do. I remember back when my little sister's motivator, mentor from one of her colleges had said something to me. She asked me, what are my goals? And for the life of me, because I was in so much frustration and assuming that she wouldn't understand, that she would laugh and scoff at me, I didn't bother to say anything. I didn't bother to tell her. I didn't have a proper answer for her that would satisfy her curiosity. I truly believe that the way I look at life and how I look at life, people aren't satisfied with my answer. So I don't say anything. I don't answer their question. I just leave it blank. What I want in life is to confidently answer that question without assuming that the other person who is asking me the question is going to not be satisfied by it. I want to be at a point where I don't care what people think. I have lost a lot of things in 29 years of my life. I've lost opportunity. I've lost chances. I've lost some good things that happen. I've lost friendships. I've lost opportunity for possible relationships. Because I was afraid of what the answer was going to be. Because I knew in my head what the answer was going to be. And as a result, I never went through with it. I want to be at a point where that's not a formality anymore. That's my goal. My goal is to be at that point where that's not a thing for me. I shouldn't have to worry about that. I have so many quotes to end this with, but I'm not going to do that. Because I know whatever life, fate, destiny has for me, I know that I can do it. I know that I can endure another few more years. I don't know how long I'm gonna be on this planet, even though it's burning down to the ground as we speak. I know I can deal with it. I know it. Y'all take care of yourselves. Be safe. And live your life the way you want to live it. Don't worry about what other people's opinions and answers on your life be about. Don't worry about that. Because they don't know what's going on in their life. They don't know the answer. All they can do is objectify the thing that they're looking at. Live your life the way you want to live it. I'm Master Real Sakurai. And I love y'all.